It's Monday. You know what that means.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the SAP Wrestling Podcast Review. I am one of your hosts, 617. The man to my left over there is Puppet Master 2191, and Puppet has a guest for us tonight. Puppet, why don't you go ahead and introduce your friend?
This is going to be Roxas.
He changed his name from last time.
Yeah. We just going to stick with what we got him as in Discord.
I think last time we called him Sexual Chocolate, didn't we?
Yeah, well, I mean, there was a few names.
There's a few names that were tossed around. None of them really stuck just yet.
Yeah.
We'll get something for them.
Today,
we are going over the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, which is, as of right now, it is 12:11 in the morning. This thing ended about 2 hours ago.
Yeah,
2 hours ago. It was I don't know, mediocre? Yeah. It's not the best. Was it the best?
All I'm going to say is the Rumble matches were good. Were really good, and that's the only two. That's the main things I was super worried about during the whole event.
Yeah, we had one match on the card that shouldn't have been on the card, but I mean, we'll start the match off with the pre-show. Fucking R-Truth come out there with another solid gold moment. Come out dressed up like Elmer Fudd, had a little exchange with Booker T.
Yeah. About his friend Bugs Bunny being on the show.
Oh, man. Fucking stupid shit, man.
But it was hilarious.
All because he mixed up Bad Bunny with Bugs Bunny.
Which is a normal truth thing.
Similar to the 24 karat gold incident that he had.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, shit. Gotta love R-Truth, man, no matter what happens. And he actually did have a spot later on in the pay-per-view at the Women's Rumble. We'll get to that when we get to it. But oh, shit. Yeah, that first, the women's match was Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax versus Asuka and Charlotte Flair for the Women's Tag Team Championship. Oh, I'll give that one a 3. Mainly because they're working an angle between Lacey Evans and Charlotte Flair having to do with her pops Rick and everything, and yeah, basically Lacey Evans came out and caused enough interference and pretty much cost Asuka and Charlotte the titles. So yeah, one title change hand during the night so far.
I gave it a 3 out of 5 as well. Because 3 out of the 4 competitors in the match were on point with their stuff.
Right.
I won't get into the fourth one. It is what it is. Not out to disrespect or bash anyone. But the Ric Flair and Lacey Evans angle, the loaded woman's right. While she was putting the
figure 8 on
was really good. All in all, it was a solid match with your typical run-in that was exactly just about anyone could have seen coming.
Right. Yeah, pretty much.
But it was good. That's why I'm giving it a 3 out of 5 because it was a solid match.
It sold. It's helping to solidify the Lacey Evans Charlotte Flair feud that's going on. So,
yeah. Which you kind of get to see a little bit more of that when we get to the Women's Rumble.
Right.
That was the main pre-show. It pretty much covered what storylines are going into this, besides the Rumble matches, of course.
Right.
And then the women's tag.
After that match is concluded, we head into the main card of the Rumble. First match on the card was the WWE Championship match between Drew McIntyre and Oldberg. Yes, that's right. Do not adjust your speakers. I said Oldberg because I'm tired of him. I'm tired of him.
So the only thing that I'll say is I don't necessarily think this shouldn't have been on the card. I just think it could have been done better.
Well, the whole entire match is just a match of finishers.
That's why I'm saying it could have been done better.
I mean, as soon as the fucking bell rang, McIntyre landed a spear on Goldberg.
No,
and
I
then
like
it's just back and forth.
But
Spear, Claymore.
No, that's what I'm saying. Had it been done differently, I think that match would have been good.
Right.
Had it not just been finisher, it would have been a good match. Like, I believe that McIntyre could have made Goldberg look good while covering up his weaknesses.
Right. And
So
Goldberg could have sold better to McIntyre.
Yeah. Then that's what I'm saying. Had it been laid out like a normal match, it would have been fine. Yeah. It would have been a good match.
I mean, I see what they were trying to do because, you know, Goldberg came in and he squashed Lesnar in like 40-something seconds. He came in, he squashed The Fiend really quick to take the title. They were looking to try and push another one of those. It just went the opposite way, but...
He also did that with Kevin Owens.
Yeah. There's plenty of potential in this match. To have this be a decent match that goes 10, 15 minutes, not 5. Not 5. To me, it was boring.
Okay, here's my thing. It was boring because it was just finishers and that was it.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same like his match versus Braun Strowman.
But there again, him and Braun could have had a really good match.
Right.
Had they actually wrestled.
Yeah. Right. Except for that was just finisher.
Yeah, exactly.
But for McIntyre, you could have gave them 5-8 minutes.
Right.
5 to 8 minutes. Goldberg wouldn't get winded within that time. You could have pushed 10 minutes. I don't think cardio-wise he would have made it a 15-minute match.
Probably
without looking super gassed. I think 10, 11 minutes is going to max, and then you're going to start noticing he's really gassed.
Right.
Yeah,
and then at that point, McIntyre would have to carry the rest of the match.
But you could have gave them 5 to 10 minutes for a match. Let them have a wrestling match and not a my Claymore kick's better than your jackhammer and spear.
Right.
And it would have been a very good match, I believe.
Right. Yeah. Needless to say, McIntyre came over on top in that one, and yeah, I gave it a 2 out of 10.
I gave it 3 out of 5.
There you go. On a 10 scale, you're doing 5s.
I've always been doing 5s.
Shit, I've never done 5s. And if we're going on the 5 scale, then mine would drop to a 1 out of 5. Be a 1. 1 out of 5.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think, it was 2.5 out of 5. It was a 2.5 out of 5. I won't give it a full 3. Had there been a little bit more wrestling moves, or if Goldberg's jackhammer wouldn't have looked like a botched suplex.
Right. That you could tell he was getting gassed at that point. Because he was struggling. You could tell by the way McIntyre was positioning his hand that McIntyre was about to do all the work on that fucking jackhammer just to get up.
Well, and he didn't have enough in it to even get himself over the top of it. It was a suplex.
Right.
It was just a stalled suplex.
It was more hype than what the match led on to be. I feel like, honestly, I would have put this on the pre-show, but You know,
You can
it's not right having the World Heavyweight Championship defended on the
put your
pre-show.
world title on the pre-show.
It's
That's
not
going
right.
to make it. That's going to take a whole lot of prestige off.
Right.
That and it's too short for the pre-show.
Yeah. Yeah. Second match moving in. You got more to add to this one? To that clusterfuck?
No. I was fixing to say, from there we had the women's.
Oh yeah, the you can't forget the handshake hug at the end.
Oh well, yeah. Now I did like that. I like that spot.
Yeah.
And I liked how Goldberg was saying you passed the test.
I don't know what kind of test it was, but it must have been open book.
Yeah, I mean, it was like I liked the concept of it because it was about respect and not this. And then Goldberg saying, "All right, yeah, you passed my test. You've got my respect."
Right.
Again, like I said, had they done more actual wrestling in the ring when the match started, it would have been a good match. Because of the stuff that happened outside the ring before the match started. That had they done all of that and then came in and done it didn't have to be a super technical wrestling. Body slam, shoot them into the ropes, drop down, drop kick. You know, it could have been like beginning wrestling, and it would have been fine.
Yeah, it did have one highlight. Holy hell, that's loud. Yeah, just getting some feedback on your end.
Oh, that's because I was leaned in.
No, I mean, is it? Okay. Yeah, I mean, it did have a good highlight when Goldberg did spear McIntyre through the barricade, but that was about it. But then again, I mean, it's another finisher. Another finisher.
Yeah.
So, moving on, second match on the card, SmackDown Women's Championship match between Carmella and the defending champ Sasha Banks. Was a good match. Had good hype leading up to it between the two, and good storytelling, in my eye, between both of the females in this particular one. So, what are your thoughts on it?
I agree. It was a really good match. The storytelling was above par. Including the use of Reginald on the outside, the ref throwing him out, all of that. Like, it was really good. Only takeaway that I have from that match was that dive where Carmella just face planted her face into the floor.
Yeah, I don't know how she didn't knock herself the fuck out on that.
There again, it shows everyone has an off night. Carmella usually is dead on. Right. I think it being Rumble, and everyone knows, well, this is the major stop before Mania.
Right.
I feel like adrenaline was pumping, and they were up there, and she just kind of went into it a little too hot.
Yeah, not to mention, I kind of feel that, like, Carmella found out, like, that day that she wasn't going to win the match, and she was going to be in the Rumble later, so it was one of those things where I feel like she wasn't giving it 100% when she was in the ring on that one. She was kind of phoning it in, trying to, I guess, save her stamina for the actual Rumble match that was actually next on the card. So
yeah,
I kind of feel like she just went out there and kind of gave it 3/4 of what she has, and I don't know. I wasn't too impressed with by her in-ring performance in that particular match. I've seen better in the past out of her. It's just, it seems like they told her, like, at the beginning, you're going out there, you're going to lose to Banks, and then you're going to be in the Rumble after that. So she just kind of took it upon herself to go out there and, I don't want to say half-ass it, 3/4-ass it, I guess.
Yeah, phoned it in a little.
Just phoned it in, missed a couple spots. She did sell the whole sommelier getting thrown out even though he didn't do all he did was catch Banks whenever she got thrown out of the ring, and then Banks kind of makeshift hurricanranaed his ass out of the way and then kicked him. But it is what it is.
Here's my other thing on this one. On most events, I would point out, I think they phoned it in, this, that, and the other. But in the event of the Rumble, when they're pulling double duty,
yeah,
and it's not like I'm gonna have one match that's 15, one match that's 15. You're potentially looking at, I've got a match that's 15 to 20 minutes, and then I've got a potential long haul of almost an hour.
Right.
I get why she semi-phoned it in.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in the Rumble.
Yeah, you don't want to go out there and give all your gas into this match that you're going to lose, and then when you come out for the Rumble, you're fucking exhausted.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because, in all honesty, 9 times out of 10, the matches from the Rumble are not what's remembered. It's the entrances in like the first 30 seconds that they're in the ring for the Rumble. That's what the Rumble event is for.
Right. Unless you do something like Road Dogg did and lay down and hug the bottom rope for about 20 minutes and not move.
Hey.
I mean, it got him 20 minutes, so.
Yeah, it's a tactic. Let it go. Roman hugged the year that he won. Roman hugged the canvas more than he was on his feet.
Yeah.
So.
Oh shit! I gave that one was the one of the highlights that I did take is how they counted each other's signature move. So like when Carmella put her in whatever the fuck that new submission move that she has, where she wraps them up in her legs, she kind of bridges up on one hand. How Banks came over and just grabbed her hand and threw her off.
Is that the counterbank?
I don't know.
Was it counterfeit or something like that?
I think something like that.
Which one? The one that Carmella did?
No. Carmella's the code of silence.
Code of silence, yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about Carmella's finish, the legs and one hand.
Yeah,
okay.
When she put her she put her in the code of silence, the submission move, and Banks reached over and grabbed her hand and took her balance off to get out of it.
Yeah.
And everything. And then no matter what whenever they would try to go for another finisher, they always knew and they countered it pretty well until Banks locked her in the bank statement at the end.
Yeah.
And forced a submission.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like they've had a few back and forth. So they should be familiar with each other's finish to know semi how to prevent it. Right. Or fight it. Up until the point of I'm just exhausted, I can't fight this.
Right.
So I thought that kind of goes back to that whole storytelling. They did really good on the storytelling.
Right.
Again,
we missed something.
This was probably one of the better matches with storytelling in it.
Yeah, we missed something. Was it in the pre-show? Or was it after the show when R-Truth lost the title to the announcer?
That was yeah. No, that's a little further out.
Okay, so yeah. All right, I gave that one a 3 out of 5. It would have been better if Carmella had actually gone out there and not made it look like she was phoning it in, but
I give it a 4 mainly because I kind of get why it was because I won't say it was completely phoned in.
Right.
I'm gonna say it was semi phoned in. Had it not been phoned in and she went like she didn't have double duty, I think that would have been a 5-star match.
Yeah.
Because all the other elements were there.
Right. All right, third match on the card. The Women's Royal Rumble match.
First of 2 marquee matches.
First of 2. So opening up was Bayley was the first one out. Who was the second one again?
Naomi.
Yeah. Good opener. Lots of energy coming in. You know, you got the typical Bailey as the heel coming out, and then Naomi coming out as the face, opening the match up.
The only thing, and I will say this before we go any further on any of it, the only thing that I did not like was they revealed who number 30 was for the women's and who 1 and 2 was for the men.
Yeah. At the start.
Yeah.
You know, like right before the pay-per-view and everything, they revealed number 30 was going to be Natalya.
Well, no, they determined number 30 on SmackDown. Now, that I've seen done in the past, and that one was okay. But I kind of agree with you when we were talking as the show was airing. 1 and 2 is the surprise spots. Like that's the 2 spots that everyone's like, I wonder if these 2 will start it.
Right.
Knowing who was starting and going into the men's, normally I would say would take away. In this case, it didn't. Like it kind of I kind of had more excitement leading into it this time, just because of who it was.
Right.
That's what they did.
But it kind of it also took that element of seeing who number 1 and 2 was and having that, oh my God, pop.
Right. Exactly.
Away. Now, granted, the oh my God pop wouldn't have done any good because there's still no fans in the arena. Because there's some people that I will make a statement on when we get to them, then I feel like the building would have erupted.
Right.
Of
course.
But right now we're in the women's match. Number 1 and 2 was not, like you said, they came out, they had energy. Very good back and forth, you know, old school heel face, doing the thing. Number 3 was Bianca Belair. And I will just go ahead and say this now. That girl stole the show for the Women's Rumble.
Yeah, she did.
Phenomenal. She was great. 2 years in a row.
Great energy the whole match.
Yeah. 2 years in a row where she has stole the show for the Rumble.
Right.
For the females Rumble. I won't necessarily say she stole the whole show like she did last year, but pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, she had part way to do it still in the show. I mean, R-Truth kind of stole the show a little bit too himself.
I mean, yeah, there's things that kind of stole the show. R-Truth, Bianca stole it, and others that we haven't got to yet. So
it's like what baffles the fuck out of me was the whole R-Truth spot in the Women's Rumble. And then, you know, spoiler alert, he didn't even show up in the men's. Like, he wasn't even entered in the men's Rumble.
Yeah. Well, that's probably because of what happens after this match. But we'll get to that.
Right.
So Bianca comes out. 4 was...
Shit, I don't even remember.
I don't remember.
2 hours afterwards, I don't even remember.
I remember number 6 was Billie Kay, and she kind of helped steal the show too, honestly.
Let's see. All right, here we go. Order. All right, so Bailey and Naomi started it off, and then Bianca Belair, and then 4th was Billie Kay.
Okay, so Billie Kay, yes, that's right. Billie Kay was 4th. Right. Look, all I'm going to say is I absolutely love how they used her in this Rumble. It was hilarious, but it was good.
Coming out with her headshot resume.
What number did Jillian?
Jillian was 8th.
Okay.
So for 4 spots, Billie Kay stayed at the announce table and would not enter the Rumble until she would find somebody that she could work with. Everybody that came out after her, she would get out of the chair that she was in, take the headset off, run around the ring to the entrance ramp with her headshot resume, and try and solicit this person to work with her.
Yeah,
in the fucking Rumble.
because number 5 was Shotzi.
I was
Shot-
Shotzi.
Cannon at her.
Shot that fucking cannon.
6 was Shayna.
6 was Shayna.
And Shayna like punched through that resume. And then I think hit her.
Yeah, she punched the resume and startled her, and then she shoved her into the barricade.
Yeah, and then Shayna entered. 7 was
Yo Girl.
Yep.
Oh yeah, 7 was Tony Storm.
Tony Storm, that was Yo Girl.
Yeah. Tony just kind of comes out and looks at her and just walks past her.
Yeah, just kind of rolls her eyes and walks past her and enters.
And I still don't think we had the first elimination yet.
No.
I don't think so.
No, because I think it was after Billy and Julian got in the ring. But then Julian comes out 8th. Billy goes up to her. They have this moment, and then they're like, yes, we're going to work together. And then they get in the ring. And I think the first elimination was Shotzi.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shotzi was the first elimination. And I think it was by Shayna.
Hall was the second woman. No, who was the first one?
No,
Yeah,
first one was Shotzi.
Shotzi was the first one eliminated.
Yeah, Shotzi was first.
Right. And Jillian Hall came out. They formed their little alliance, and then after that, number 9 was Ruby Riott.
Which then kind of made a conflict with Billy Kay.
Right.
And then 10.
Victoria.
Yes, that was one surprise. Then you had
Peyton Royce.
Okay, and then you had like Peyton Royce and Victoria had the spot where they did the battle of whose Black Widow was better,
Right.
or Widow's Peak was better. The next should have been Ruby Riott, or not Ruby, Liv, right?
Number 12 was Santana Garrett.
Oh
And
yeah,
that's the one that you thought they screwed up, and you thought it was Santina.
on the
You thought it was Santina that came out.
I
It
would
was
laugh
Santana.
at Santina, I'm just saying.
I would laugh my ass off if Santina came out, but Santino didn't come out in the men's. If he just like purposely flew down to Florida just to be in the women's rumble as Santina, and they didn't have a spot in the men's.
Yeah. After Santana, is that when
That's Liv.
okay, so that was Liv. And Liv comes out as Ruby is in the process of, or on the verge of being eliminated.
Yep.
And instead of beelining into the ring, she beelines to the side of the ring where
Starts kicking the people that are trying to eliminate her.
Right, and then they enter the ring.
Right.
All in all, it was a really good Rumble. Like early Rumble, it was good.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't an abundance of eliminations because I think at this point there may have been 3, maybe 4. And we're at what, 11 or 12?
Shotzi was 1. Jillian Hall was 2. Then Kay was the 3rd.
Yeah, because Billy Kay essentially eliminated, and then the Riot Squad dumped Billy Kay.
Right.
And
then 13 was Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, and Tony was still in the ring then.
Yeah,
So
Ripley come out and started cleaning house.
Well, we're going in with Rhea coming out at 13.
Yeah, Rhea was 13th.
And
No,
we've
14th. 14th. Rhea was 14th.
Okay, she was 14. So we're going into the 14th entrant, and we've only had actually at this point 1 because Julian and Billy Kay were still in the ring when when Rhea got in the ring.
Right.
So we're rolling into 14th coming in the ring, and there's 13 girls in the ring. So the ring, there's bodies in the ring.
Right.
Which is very unusual early Rumble.
Right, because Shayna was eliminated by Baszler.
Yeah.
Hall was eliminated by Kay. Kay was eliminated by Morgan.
Right.
And then Storm didn't go out. Tony Storm didn't go out until Ripley got in the ring.
Yeah.
So by the time Ripley got in there, we only had 3 eliminations.
Well, no, because Billie Kay and Julian were still in the ring when Ripley came in.
Right. Well, we only had 1 then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So there was literally 12 bodies in the ring.
Right.
Like it was a loaded ring. Ripley came in and kind of cleaned house, but didn't eliminate anyone at that point.
Right.
And no, there was an elimination. No, that happened after. Bailey's elimination was not on camera. That's why I was kind of like, did Bailey get eliminated?
Yeah, no, because it says on one of the reviews that I'm reading that Hall was the second woman out, and then Kay after Ripley entered the ring. So before Ripley got in, we had only had 1 person eliminated. And then when Ripley got in, Hall and Kay went out. And so did Storm.
Storm went out not long after Billie Kay.
Right.
Right after.
Yeah, I think it was like
because she was looking down on her, kind of getting a few jabs. The Riot Squad came over.
Yeah,
flipped
dumped her.
Right.
Billie Kay, they got dumped.
Yeah.
Tony is the one that I think it wasn't like immediately after, it was shortly after.
Right.
Yeah.
There was good back and forth. Everyone got their shine on their entrance. I think the next big one that came that kind of caught everyone by surprise was
number 15. Flair.
Well, that one wasn't caught by surprise.
Yeah, Charlotte came out.
Yeah, Charlotte was.
After that was Dana Brooke at 16.
Yeah, and then I think the big surprise, the next one that caught it that no one was expecting was Tori Wilson.
Yeah, Tori Wilson at 17.
Yeah. And I think at that point there'd been a few more eliminations, but not many.
Yeah, I mean Victoria was eliminated by Baszler. Garrett was eliminated by Ripley for her second. Ruby Riott was eliminated by Bailey.
Yeah.
It doesn't say exactly what time or when and everything. It just says who they were.
Yeah.
Royce eliminated Morgan. Dana Brooke was eliminated by Rhea Ripley. That was Ripley's third.
Yeah. Now, Brooke was still in the match when Tori came in, I know. And I think Morgan was.
Yeah.
So we're going to say everyone before Morgan happened before Wilson got to the ring.
Right.
So I mean, still, there's bodies in the ring.
Right.
Like the ring doesn't look empty.
Right.
The ring doesn't look like Brock Lesnar started the Rumble.
Right. And by the time that we got to number 18 coming out, Charlotte had already basically gotten a second head of steam, knocked everybody on their ass. Charlotte was the only one left standing, and then when the countdown hit for number 18, Ric Flair's music hit. And Charlotte kind of turned around and just laughing a little bit, and Ric Flair comes out doing his little shimmy and his little strut. And then number 18, Lacey Evans, her music hit.
She comes out wearing a plain purple robe, almost like
the announcer said it was the exact same robe that Charlotte was wearing when she came to the ring for the Rumble.
It wasn't the exact same robe because Charlotte's robes are different. It was Flair's purple robe.
Okay, so she came out wearing Flair's robe then. So that basically just continued the storyline between Lacey and Charlotte.
Yeah, because when they're on the outside, after the boa feathers go flying,
Right.
When they're on the outside, you can hear when Charlotte's hitting her, "Take my father's robe off."
Right.
Before
we push on.
Yeah, get out of my dad's robe.
Before we push on, can we talk about them Fox 8K cameras?
Man, I don't even want to talk about that.
The fact it looked like you're watching 2K 2021
with real people walking.
Son of a bitch, man.
They should have just put a green screen up. They didn't need set.
Exactly. They could have just cut off of the entrance ramp and just had the damn intros from the video game.
I mean, we're putting crowd noises. Why not just pipe in the entrance? Shit.
Just have them already in the fucking ring. You ain't even got to do the real entrance.
22 was Bliss, right?
19 was Mickie James.
Yeah. Which that had that really good. 19 had that really good face off of Mickie James and Charlotte, and them going back and forth.
Right. And then 20 was Nikki Cross.
20 was Nikki Cross.
Yeah. 20 was Nikki Cross. Came out.
So she was what, 20?
Much later.
Yeah, she was after 25.
Yeah, it was at this point that we were anticipating Bliss coming out because of her little thing with her and Nikki Cross and everything. But Bliss was way down the list.
Yeah,
I'll let you know when that one is. And then
after
Nikki Cross came out,
had a little bit of a good heat going in. She was running amok across everyone.
Yeah, but she didn't get any eliminations.
Yeah.
So she basically just beat people up, and then that was pretty much it for her. She got eliminated by Carmella. Hey, how did we miss Carmella? We haven't got to Carmella yet. That's right. All right, and then the next one, number 21, was Alicia Fox.
Yes, and this is where Foxy comes back, and then Truth comes running out. Truth's music hits, and it was
after Fox got in the ring, and then before anything could happen, R-Truth's fucking music hits, and he comes running to the ring and jumps up on the apron, and at that point, Alicia Fox turns around, looks like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Wrong Rumble," and he's like, "Wrong Rumble?"
No, yeah, she yells "Wrong Rumble," and he looks and he goes, "My bad. This is Wrong Rumble. Y'all have a good day." And he jumps down, and as he's heading back for the ramp, everyone who's chasing him is coming down the ramp.
Right.
Truth runs back in the ring, and then Truth kind of uses Fox, and then Fox starts helping Truth. Somewhere along the right way, the referee slides into the ring. Fox rolls Truth up, takes the pin for the 24/7 title. Now the title is on hold while the match is going.
Right. She's
while Fox is in the match. Fox is almost immediately eliminated.
Yeah.
Was she headed for 2 minutes and 16 seconds or something like that?
Yeah,
2 minutes and
something like that,
45 seconds, I think is what they said.
45?
Yeah. It was just shy of 3 minutes. But Fox gets eliminated, and R-Truth rolls her up, gets the pin, gets his title back, and takes off running.
All his ass out.
And that was 23?
21. 22 is Mandy Rose.
Okay. Mandy Rose did okay. I mean, not a real good showing, but she held her own.
Right. And then 23 was Dakota Kai.
I think Dakota Kai did an outstanding job for what time was in there.
Yeah, she really shined. I don't see that she got any eliminations, but
she didn't. But she looked good in that Rumble match.
Right. And then the diva herself, Carmella, comes out at 24. She comes out with her sommelier, Reginald. Coming out, he opens a bottle of water for her, and she starts drinking it, and then he holds a mirror so she can check her hair to make sure everything is okay.
She goes to get in the ring, or she gets in the ring, gets knocked out of the ring. Reginald catches her, puts her back up on the ring. She eliminates who tried to pull her out, put her out. Then she goes, there's the spot where someone tries to eliminate her again. And Reginald catches.
And then at that point, number 25 came out while Reginald's holding her. Tamina comes out, and Reginald's sitting there holding her, and they're getting ready to do something, and then Reginald turns around and sees Tamina. Tamina goes to line up a kick, and as Tamina's going for the kick, Reginald just dumps Carmella on the ground and takes the kick to the face.
No, Carmella, it's funny. He doesn't dump her. Carmella pretty much jumps out of his arms. Reginald super kick, and then she's yelling at Reginald not getting her in the ring, so technically she eliminated herself at that point.
She gets pissed off at him, but she eliminated herself.
Tamina gets in the ring. Tamina is a wrecking.
Yeah.
Now there have been, at this point, there's been quite a few eliminations.
Yeah.
Because there was not near as many, but it wasn't like there was only like 3 or 4 people. There was about 6 to 7 people in the ring.
Right.
Tamina was 5. Okay.
26 was Lana.
Yes. Again, I kind of wish that there had been a crowd because I feel like Lana would have got a pretty decent pop.
Yeah.
Because Shayna was still in the ring at this point.
Yeah.
But I feel like Lana would have got a decent pop on her entrance.
Yeah, so up to Lana coming out, Blackheart was eliminated, Hall was eliminated, Kay was eliminated, Storm, Victoria, Garrett, Ruby Riott, Morgan, Brooke, Peyton Royce, Wilson. Tori Wilson was eliminated. Bayley had been eliminated at this point. Alicia Fox was eliminated.
So, okay, let's talk about the Bayley elimination. Bayley was eliminated by Belair. The issue with this is the cameras cut away and the elimination was completely missed.
Right.
But that kind of goes back to the pre-show where Belair had said only thing she really wanted to accomplish was eliminating Bayley. Like that was her goal for the Rumble, was to make sure she eliminated Bayley.
Right.
And then to see that happen, but then they goofed up and didn't get the camera.
Right.
Or get the moment it happened.
Right. They botched that.
Yeah, that messed that storyline up a little bit.
Yeah.
In my opinion, because that was a big thing that was brought up during the pre-show when they interviewed Bianca.
Right. So let's see. Alicia Fox was out by Mandy Rose. Mickie James was by Lacey Evans. Rhea Ripley got her 4th elimination in Dakota Kai. And then she got her 5th elimination in Mandy Rose.
Yes.
Carmella eliminated Nikki Cross. Ripley got her 6th elimination with Carmella.
Mm-hmm.
And then at that point, number 27 comes out, and Alexa Bliss comes out in the happy-go-lucky Bliss with the pigtails and the overall skirt. And
she is Playhouse Bliss.
Playhouse Bliss comes out having fun, I can't remember who she went after, but she knocked somebody down, and then I think it was Ripley, or she went after Ripley first.
Yeah.
And then Ripley ended up knocking her on her back. And then every woman in the ring decided to jump on her, and they just started beating the hell out of her.
And then the power
kind of flickered a little bit. Part of the monitors went out. And then you could see Bliss in the middle of the ring starting to transform into the demonic Bliss. And it was about that. She went over to the ring, and you could see her just that sadistic look on her face. And then Ripley comes in and dumps her out of the ring for her 7th elimination.
Chunks her.
before she could
Which-
actually transform.
A side note on that: as soon as she got eliminated, everything.
You cut out.
Oh, I said once she got eliminated, everything went back to normal.
Yeah, everything went back to normal. I feel like they missed the golden opportunity for the storyline. For Bliss's storyline, I feel like they should have let her transform at that point.
Unless they're doing something where she's stuck mid-transformation.
Maybe.
Like I can see it both ways. I honestly think this is going to be the start of Bliss's wall of friendship,
Maybe.
or playground pals, whatever she decides to call them.
Yeah.
And I think Ripley's going to be the first one. I think Ripley's going to be a big feud for her.
And then not too long after Bliss, Lacey Evans is eliminated by Baszler for her fourth elimination of the night.
Now, Bliss, did that mark Rhea's 7th elimination at that point?
Yeah, that was Ripley's 7th elimination. And final.
And the record, okay, so that
record was 8.
Yeah, the record
for
is co-held, but it's 8.
It was Bianca Belair.
Yeah, Belair and Baszler.
And Baszler, it was 8 the year prior.
Yeah.
When they made their first Rumble debut.
Yeah, their first Rumble, and they had, like, they stole the show.
Right. So next up, number 28 was Ember Moon. Came out.
Mm-hmm.
And then
29 was Nia.
Yeah, we didn't have any more eliminations until Nia came out. Nia Jax came out at 29. And immediately, as soon as Nia got out, she went straight for Lana and just started pounding the hell out of Lana.
Yeah.
And then Ember Moon kind of intervened, and Moon got eliminated by Jax. So Jax got her first. And then Naomi after that for Jax's second, and then Tamina for Jax's third. But the funny thing about the whole Tamina thing is Nia and is it Baszler?
Yeah.
At that point they were teaming up and trying to clean house, and then, Tamina got up and Baszler got in Tamina's face, and Nia's sitting off to the side. And then Baszler looks at Nia and just kind of holds her hands up, and Nia's like, she's family. She's family. And then as soon as, Baszler and Tamina lock into it, and that's when you see Jax just kind of sucker punch Tamina from behind. And that resulted a little bit down the line, Tamina being eliminated by Jax for her third. And then after they did that, Baszler and Jax are kind of embracing in the victory. And then Jax turned around and threw Baszler over the top of the rope and eliminated her for her fourth. Yeah, and she's sitting there Baszler's like, what the hell? And Nia's like, I had to. I had the opportunity. I had to.
I mean, yeah, and technically when it comes to the Rumble, even though you're a tag team,
right,
it's still only one of you's winning. Only one's getting that spot to go to Mania.
Right. And then
not everybody's the New Day mentality.
Sweet retribution. While Jax is sitting there having her little discussion with Baszler outside the ring, little old Lana comes up and throws Nia Jax over the top rope and eliminates her.
Yes.
She doesn't
retribution. She tried. She picked her up, and Nia kind of helped her get out of that ring.
She got pissed off, ran at her, and she pulled the top rope in.
Lana pulled the top. Lana ticked her off, and she charged at her, and Lana dropped with the top rope.
I think that has to be my favorite elimination for the women's Rumble.
Still retribution.
It was great.
Yeah. Just look on her face like,
and then that results in Shayna and Nia going in, wreaking havoc on everyone and leaving.
Right. Yeah, because at that point, because after Jax was eliminated, Natalya came out at number 30, which everybody knew she was coming because they announced that Friday.
Yeah,
on SmackDown. Natalya come out, and as she's coming out, she gets jumped by Nia and Baszler outside the ring, and then the two of them get in the ring and start beating the holy hell out of everybody.
They wreak havoc on everyone that's still in.
Right.
And then as they're leaving, Shayna rolls Natty into the ring, which officially enters Natty into the...
No, it was Nia. Nia picked her up by the hair and then threw her. He's like, well, you might as well get started, and throws her in the ring.
Oh, Shayna that did that.
No, it was Nia. Nia.
Okay. Have fun.
And at this point, we had
6,
Natalya, Lana,
Rhea
Bianca
Belair.
Belair, Flair, and Ripley. We had 5 left in the ring.
Okay.
Mom still.
And then shortly after Natalya gets in, she started beating the hell out of everybody. And her and Lana kind of squared off, and it ended up with Natalya throwing Lana out of the ring, eliminating Lana. So then that dropped us down to 4, with being Flair, Belair, Natalya, and Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
In the final 4.
Yeah, and that's your final 4. Natty takes the elimination, which leaves the final Belair got that elimination, which leaves us down to the final 3 being Ripley, Belair, and Flair.
Yep.
And where most people probably wouldn't imagine, Flair's the next one gone.
Yep. By Bianca Belair for her 3rd elimination.
Yeah.
Now keep in mind, we are now in the top 2 with Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. Yeah. And Belair's been in since number 3.
Yeah. So this is one of those moments where, and there was even a moment where they both ended up over the top rope and they were fighting back and forth. And then Rhea was kind of like the voice of reason of, let's not do anything stupid. Let's just kind of roll back in the ring.
Let's get back in the ring. It's like, whoa. Like, stop. Let's not do anything stupid here. Let's get back in the ring. And it's funny because they were both dangling hanging onto the top rope, trying not to touch the floor. Yeah. And Charlotte was sitting outside the ring still. So Charlotte could have come over there at any moment and pulled one of them down and ended the match.
Right. We also kind of glazed over the Kofi spot for this year's Rumble.
Oh yeah, with
Bianca and Naomi.
Yeah.
Well, Naomi getting eliminated, thrown over the top, but her feet never touch the floor, even though she's flat back on the mat.
Right.
And then she's using Bianca's ponytail to pull herself back to the apron. And then they end up hooking their legs.
Right.
Belair's hanging on by the bottom rope with her legs. So Naomi then hooks the bottom rope the same way that she does. They get into this little bit of a back and forth where you grab my ponytail, and she's like, well, you mess with my hair. And then we're like, you know what? Let's just get back in the ring.
Right.
And then they literally spring themselves up to the bottom rope.
Right.
And the only thing that was holding the ropes up until that point was literally their calves.
Right.
From where their calves were hooked to where it was holding them against the bottom rope, dangling. So that was the Kofi spot this year, since Kofi wasn't medically clear for the Rumble.
Right.
But your final 2 is Rhea, Belair, and it's literally the 2 of them going for every opportunity to get the other one eliminated.
Right.
There's a series of clotheslines that's ducked with each one against the rope.
Right.
Then Belair ducks Rhea's, I think, 3rd attempt, and Belair just comes in like a raging bull, and just she puts her over with that clothesline.
Yep. For her 4th elimination and for the win.
Yes, her win. There's the moment where she the shock, can't believe it.
Boy,
we
it's
thank
too
mom.
early for that.
She thanks mom and dad. And then I'm going. It took her a little while. She finally points at the sign and says, "I'm going to WrestleMania."
Right.
And then after the celebration, and or after the interview, it shows her in the ring, and she's on that corner, that hard cam corner, pointing at the sign.
Yep. Twirling her hair.
Yeah. So it was a very, very good women's, like it was last year, and it wasn't who everyone was expecting to win it.
Right.
It was really good.
It came in at just under 57 minutes.
Yeah,
56 minutes and 49 seconds.
Hour, but it was there again. It was good.
Right.
But then we go into R-Truth. They kind of do a little segment like it was the pre-show. R-Truth comes out of nowhere, and Paul Rosenberg.
Well, first R-Truth goes up to Rosenberg. And he's like, "Let me get this seat, dog."
Yeah.
And Rosenberg looks like, "What?" He's like, "Let me get this seat." So Rosenberg gets up, and R-Truth sits down. And then Rosenberg, you could tell he's coping something.
Rosenberg motioning for someone.
Yeah.
And then R-Truth gets up and they're talking, and he turns his back, and Rosenberg gives him a low blow. Pulls him up 1, 2, 3.
Well, first Rosenberg's like, "Actually, you know what, Truth?" He's like, "I got a surprise for you." And Truth's like, "What? Like what?" And Rosenberg's like, "John Cena's here." And R-Truth jumps up like, "What? John Cena's here?" And he points off. He goes, "Yeah, he's over there." And R-Truth turns around and is like, "Yo, Cena!" And at that point, Rosenberg nails the low blow, rolls him up for the 3.
Gets the title, celebrates like a champ. Celebrates. Runs off, and JBL is sitting there in utter shock. Like, what did we just see happen?
Hey, JBL, the best line ever. Like, this is the worst thing to ever happen in wrestling history.
No. He goes, "Well, I guess David Arquette's off the hook now."
But he also said, "This is the worst thing to ever happen in wrestling history."
Yeah. I thought it was absolutely hilarious.
Oh, man, yeah. Crazy. The things that they come up with, man.
I thought it was good. I laughed. And this kind of leads into the video pack for the Last Man Standing match.
All right, so that leads us into the Last Man Standing match now between the Universal Champion Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens. Long-standing feud that's been going on for a couple months now. I don't know. I mean, this is a good feud. It has potential to keep going.
It'll go to Mania. I'm calling.
It's got to. There's really nobody else besides. I mean, it was Daniel Bryan that said that he was going to win the Rumble, and then he was going to go after Reigns for the Universal Championship. So, but it has potential.
Here's my thing. This match was really good. The match Roman and Kevin put on, the show they put on, amazing.
Yes.
As we start talking about this, I'm going to nitpick the shit out of some things because they really bother me.
Right.
So, anyone listening, just a heads up. This is probably the most nitpicky you will see me get about a match. Sorry.
I totally understand. I mean, it had its spots. It had its highlights.
Like, and here's my thing. Speaking of which, before we even get into that, Women's Rumble, I gave it 5 out of 5.
Yeah, 5 out of 5.
Now,
clean finish. Clean finish, too. They had the potential for it to not be a clean finish, but they decided to keep it clean.
It was, and I liked it.
Yes. Charlotte Flair could have easily pulled Belair off the rope and eliminated her.
Or Alexa came out and cost.
Ripley the match. Yeah, exactly.
But it wasn't. It was clean.
Yeah,
it was.
They chose to keep it clean, which is good.
Now back to where we were. Video package airs. Owens comes out. Reigns comes out. They do the thing. Bell starts and match starts. Sounds about right.
Yeah, sounds about right so far.
Okay. My take on this. This was a very, very hard hitting, intense match. Let's be honest. It's a last man standing match.
Right.
It was very hard. It was very hitting, and it was everywhere. There's forklifts involved. There's setting involved, like entrance setup involved. There's handcuffs involved, chairs, tables, people flying, people being thrown. It's intense and it's in your face.
Right.
I thought it was good. I think that's how a last man standing match should be. Because otherwise, what's the point?
Especially when you get to the back and a forklift gets involved.
Yeah, but
before that, fucking Roman Reigns running over Owens with a golf cart.
Oh yeah, there's a golf cart. There's the AEW spot. But no, here's what I'm saying. If you're having a last man standing match and it's not intense, it's not in your face, and it's not just hard hitting or violent,
yeah,
what's the point in having a last man standing match?
Exactly.
Because the purpose of the match is to beat your opponent to the point where they cannot make it to their feet by a 10 count.
Right.
I mean, can you do it with your hands? Lord, yes. We know that. It's possible.
But that's not the point. Nobody's got time for that.
I mean, we could see that on a normal match.
Right.
I want to see chairs. I want to see bodies getting attempted to be broken. I want to see violence.
I want to see somebody using a forklift to lift a pallet 10 feet in the air and jumping off of it.
Yeah. Or I want to see someone getting ran down by a golf cart.
Right. See somebody go through the front plexiglass windshield of a golf cart.
Yeah. And then laying there they're dead.
Right. Like, even though that golf cart's top miles an hour is like what, 2, 3, 4?
Oh shit.
If that.
No, they can get upwards to about 10 to 15 miles an hour.
Shit.
Yeah.
Especially enough to dislodge the windshield, and it was laying on top.
It was it was enough that he went through that windshield.
Well, and the
windshield still landed.
Is, I mean, if you watch the way Owen, like when he was coming at Owens turned his back on him.
Yes.
And there was a jump by Owens to jump over the cart. So, I mean, Reigns couldn't have been going faster than 5 miles an hour for that spot. Owens is the one that sold it.
I disagree. He was doing more. But I don't disagree on Owens sold that spot.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't going fast enough to where
it was really going injure him.
Yeah.
But the way Owens sold it made you think he was doing like 30.
Yes.
In a golf cart.
He was probably doing 8 to 10 miles an hour, honestly. But Owens made it look like he was going 65 down the interstate and
right.
As his ass sidewalk.
Owens made it look like he jumped out in front of a stock car doing 120 miles an hour.
Now here's my thing. This was an AEW spot. This was taken from AEW.
Yeah.
This was Kenny Omega, Matt Hardy running down Sammy Guevara.
Right.
Who done better? Honestly,
Sammy.
I don't know. I really think that they're even because Kevin Owens looked like he was dead.
Right.
Like he was laying there, one arm. He looked like he was dead.
Yeah.
He would have been better with a zoomed out.
It would have.
Because that's the only reason Sammy's is better because you got to see the full.
Right,
Yeah.
you got to see them on the golf cart headed towards him. In this one, all you saw was a
Sammy's-
close up of Owens
the reason-
and Reigns coming out of nowhere.
The reason Sammy's look good is you seen the entire process from where they hit Jericho and then they see Sammy and they're gunning it.
Right.
That's what made theirs look good.
Right.
Sammy's selling, he oversold it. Like he took, now I will say this, he took the shot to the face.
Right.
Like he didn't take it back. He took front on, flop, roll 3-4 times. Arm was stiff. He went to get up and fell over. Like he oversold it, but it was accurately sold for where the impact was.
Right. He sold it for the spot that was taken.
AEW spot, all of it was better because you saw the entire progress. It wasn't an Austin Rikishi who hit Austin spot again.
Right.
Just with a golf cart, not a car.
Right. With Owens, I mean, all you see is like a close up of Owens, and then
And
out of
the golf cart.
nowhere, here comes Roman Reigns in a golf cart hitting him, and Owens going through the golf cart. But
Yeah.
then again, I mean, in the replay that they had, you did see
Yeah,
a
you
zoomed
saw
out
that.
shot, and you saw Reigns getting in the golf cart and driving towards it. Now, if they had led with that, it would have been a better bump.
It would have been
Better
better.
spot.
The replay spot was better.
Right.
The initial live shot, the live camera selection was not. They
Right.
should have followed. They followed Kevin while he was making his way through the back. Where oddly enough, in the backstage area, there's a completely set up ring
Right.
with mats around it.
Right. My
You know.
first question to y'all was like, are we gonna end this fucking thing in a
Backstage.
separate ring?
Honest, I thought that's where it was going. I'm not even gonna lie. I really thought it was.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna get in that ring and finish it out.
But once Owens got to a certain area, the camera shot should have switched to Roman finding the golf cart and then running him down.
Right. Exactly.
Shot.
Because they knew it was coming.
Yeah. That's why I will say I think AEW overall did the spot better. Because they initially got the full sequence one go.
Right.
Have to get the replay to see Roman finding the golf cart and hauling ass at him.
Right.
Like you saw Kenny and Matt in a golf cart, then the headlights turned on,
Right.
and Kenny just kind of swings himself out the side and points forward, and off they go,
Right.
hitting anyone and everyone in the way.
Right. I mean, had WWE not shown the replay, then for all we know, it could have just been Roman Reigns putting the cart in neutral and two guys behind him pushing the fucking cart.
Yeah. But yes, I will say AEW did better production value on it than WWE.
Right.
Selling wise, I think they were equal based on where the impact was.
Right.
But again, overall, Sammy getting ran over by a golf cart with Kenny Omega hanging out the side of it,
Right.
with Matt Hardy driving it, was hilarious.
Right.
Absolute hilarious. And then it reappeared in the Stadium Stampede, but this time Sammy successfully outruns the golf cart, like on a football field.
Right.
So, well, okay, let me rephrase that. He outran the golf cart on a football field and successfully made the Lambeau leap.
Right.
Yeah. Full story wise, AEW did better.
Right. And then an announcer's table was demolished, but it wasn't the one outside. And it wasn't the normal announcer's table.
That's my other question. Did you notice how many announcers tables were there for
Yeah,
some
there was
reason?
there was a fuck ton of them. There was a fuck ton of them.
Like we got a whole ass ring. We got mats around the ring, like see out next to ringside.
It's
And we
almost
got
like
4-5 announcers tables
well, I mean, I think that's part of their
just back
development,
here.
part of their development center. So I think what they
They were at Tropicana Field.
what the fuck was all that back there for?
That's what I'm saying. Like, is this like a normal thing that's backstage
Why the
now?
hell was all that shit back there then?
But no. Damn, that one was loud.
The fuck y'all doing?
It's the cans that are popping from the air change. But no, like the match was good. Now here's my gripe with this match. The fucking refs are retarded and don't know the rules.
They're supposed to stop when they get to their knees.
They're supposed to stop when 1 foot, 1 knee.
Right.
Okay.
Well, they can establish a vertical base.
Yeah, he's up. He's not. It is when you're flat on your back or belly. If you're on your hands and knees, guess what? You're up.
Right.
This first, and I'm going to spoil a little bit. This first ref was just fucking counting until both feet were on the ground. No, you retard. That's not how this match works.
Right.
That's not how this match has ever worked. Technically, the very first, the first last man standing that I remember was Macho Man and Crush at WrestleMania 9, 10, one of the two. It was Crush, Macho Man, last man standing. You had to make the pinfall and get back to the ring, and then the count started, and they had to successfully make it back to the ring. Right? That was the original last man standing.
Yep.
With false count anywhere rules, which was crazy.
Did make sense, because it's not technically last man standing.
Right. But the way that it was won, Macho Man tied Crush up and then hoisted him up like he'd caught a fucking swordfish in Florida. Tied that son of a bitch up, and Crush is just kind of dangling around trying to figure out how the hell he's doesn't. Now, this ref just didn't know what the fuck he was doing, I feel like. I mean, absolute honesty.
Right.
And to me, took away from the match.
Well, and you could also tell, not to mention, but the next bump that comes up, they're still in the second ring area in the back. Owens regains his composure. There's some back and forth. Owens ends up grabbing a step ladder and nailing Reigns with it a couple of times and knocking him on his ass. And he hoists him up. Well, actually, the ref starts counting again. Gets to a 9 count, and Roman jumps up. And then Owens hits him with the ladder again, and this time he falls onto an announce table. And the ref starts counting. I think he gets to like 5 or something. Yeah. And then he just stops. And then it pans over to Owens, who's first reaches for a ladder, and then he stops, and he sees the forklift. And at this time, Reigns is still laid out on his back. So the ref could have got to like 30 at this time, and Owens would have won the match 3 times over. Instead, Owens gets in the driver's seat of this forklift, turns it on, starts messing with the levers, trying to find the right one, and then takes the forks up about 10, 15 feet off the ground. And
about 10.
What's popping in my head is like, you could easily end this match by just driving the forklift around and pinning his ass to the table with the forks and the pallet that's sitting on it, and pull the Mick Foley last man standing match and won the match that way.
Exactly.
But instead, he takes it all the way up, kills the engine. I don't even remember if he took the parking brake off when he did it to begin with, but most forklifts, you can't mess with the forks unless the parking brake is off.
No, the brake has to be engaged.
Gets on, climbs up onto the roof of the forklift, climbs up on top of the pallet, and then yells something at Reigns, and then does a swanton off the top. Lands on Roman. Right. Lands on Roman, crushes the table. And while he's sitting there recovering, at one point, Reigns' leg is kind of draped over Owens' head. He just shoves it off. It's like, get that shit off of me.
Get your fucking leg off of me.
Like a beautiful spot. But, I mean, like I said, this ref, he fucked up. Because during this whole thing, he could have been counting.
Well, no. Technically, the ref fucked up when he started counting. He shouldn't have been counting because Roman wasn't on it.
Right.
The count is not supposed to start until they're flat on the ground or on the mat.
Yeah.
Feet's on the ground. They're still technically standing.
Right.
So the ref should have never even started counting there. Now, he did start counting. What he should have done to break that count logically is when Owens finds the forklift and enters the forklift and raises it, and starts climbing. The ref at that point should have broke his count, which should have been around 8 or 9 at that. Went to Owens and tried to talk him out of doing the stupidity here.
Right.
Logically makes sense. When there's a ladder involved, the refs are always, don't do this, don't do that. This ref just standing here like, someone get me some popcorn.
It's like a new referee that they just trained. He's gonna do this match. He's like, I'm a fan. I'm enjoying this.
And I ain't even going to talk about the second one yet.
Oh Jesus!
Let's
get into that. Let's get into that. So the fighting continues. They end up back in the main stage area, and results more back and forth, and ends up with Reigns putting Owens through the damn screens up on the stage, or the lights, the lighting, and whatnot. And then
now, okay, he spears him through the screens. Ref starts the count. That so far, ref is right. We're gonna give this one 1 point for the ref. The ref is right. He's counting. Owens is slowly rolling towards the edge of the end of the ramp area.
Yeah, the stage area.
What does Owens do? He rolls his feet to where they're on the ground. The ref stops the count. Roman asks why he's not counting. Ref says his feet are on the floor.
Yep.
Guess what? That was how it should have been.
Right.
Okay, cool. Ref did his job. I give him that one.
The one time on the night, ref did his job.
One time. He's getting the one. That's it.
And then
I'm just going to say, I don't feel bad for what happened to this ref because he didn't know how to do his job, and it should have happened the second one too.
Right. And I think Owens ended up hitting a pop-up powerbomb on the stage of the ramp. Laid Reigns out. And then as the ref's counting... Stunner, that's right. Hits the stunner. And then as the ref's counting Reigns, Owens disappears. Reigns managed to get back to his feet. No, actually, Reigns doesn't. The ref is doing a slow count because when you see Owens again, he's coming out with some fucking handcuffs.
No, Reigns. Reigns introduces the handcuffs.
Was it Reigns? I thought it was Owens.
Yep.
Okay. Owens was down and getting counted. There was a slow count. Reigns disappeared around the back. Again, comes back out, and he has black cuffs in his hands.
Right. With that weak-ass looking chain.
As Owens apparently wasn't because he couldn't break it.
Right. Or he was selling it like it was. I mean, to me, it looked like them Dollar General toy handcuffs you go get for your kids.
No. The chain on that was super long. Like, those were actual cuffs. The issue was, the only difference was they were powder coated or spray painted black.
Yeah.
Either or. Now if they were spray painted, that could have also caused the issue with that they run into. But Reigns comes back with handcuffs. There's exchanges. Okay, I say there was exchanges. There was for a few minutes, and then it's just raining down fucking right hands into Owens' forehead.
Right.
But then he sets up to go for the Superman punch with the cuffs around his hand. And Owens counters with the stunner. Owens then grabs the cuffs while Reigns is down and weaves Reigns' arm still piping structure strut that's holding the entrance set. Weaves his arm through there, handcuffed, and then handcuffed him somewhere on the inside of this thing.
Yeah.
Ref is counting. Ref gets to 9. Roman can't get to his feet. He's sitting up, but he's not. He hasn't established a vertical base.
Right.
Reigns grabs ref by belt, introduces ref's face to lighting structure. Yeah, he deserved that. He deserved it.
That's a good way to stop the count.
Yes. Hey, logical. Heel move. I like it.
Right. And the funny thing is, I think it was one of the announcers that said, if the ref had got the 10, then they would just ring the bell.
No, I said
was that. You? That was you, right?
Yeah. Right. I said, had the ref just yelled out 10 right before impact, they would have rung the bell. He didn't make it to his feet at the 10 count.
Right.
And he had plenty of time. Heyman then comes over and he's got the key. He's got the key to the cuffs.
Right.
And new ref is introduced. Roman is being counted. 1. Heyman's down here.
Now what I don't get, when the new ref came out, are they required to start with a new 10 count? Or could he have just come out and said 10?
No, technically, yeah, he would have to start a new 10 count. He would.
I'd laugh my ass off if the new ref come out and look down and like, 10, ring the bell.
So, and there's probably a good 15 to 20 seconds before the new ref even comes out. So, I mean, clearly Owens has won this at this point 3, possibly 4 times.
Right.
Ref starts count. Heyman's over here trying to use the key to find a way to unlock the cuffs. It doesn't look like the key is working. But also at the same time, the way that Owens fastened the handcuffs, the keyhole was on the backside.
Right.
So it was really hard for him to get it. So they either were spray painted and it messed with the key mechanism, or it was the positioning, or maybe it was a little bit of both.
Probably both.
Ref is counting. Ref gets to 6 and just stops his count completely.
Completely. It's like 6, and then
the announcers tried to cover it by saying, well, Reigns is on a... Therefore, it would break the count. No, motherfucker, it hasn't broke the count the whole goddamn match. Why start now?
Right, exactly. Why change the rules up? You done fucked it up from the beginning.
You done fucked up. Count him to 10, drop the title on SmackDown. Fix your fuck up.
I think it was like he got to 6, and then it was a good 45 seconds to a minute before you hear 7. And then when you hear 7, Roman's managed to maneuver himself to where he's on his feet squatting down, and then the count could stop.
Here's the thing. I never even heard him say 7. I heard 6, and then there was like nothing, and then Reigns finally gets both of his feet on the ground, and he looks like he's taking a shit on the concrete. Well, okay, his feet's on the ground. Fuck it, to count. There's no point in counting now, even though
right
3 times.
And where's Owens during all this?
He's just off to the side. like they pan the camera over to him, and he's where the stands are for the TVs.
Yeah.
And he's got a forearm up on the stand like this with his hand over his face. And I'm almost certain he was laughing because Heyman couldn't get the handcuffs unlocked. Because they only showed him for a brief second, and then they shot back to Heyman trying to unlock the handcuffs. So I'm pretty sure he was off to the side laughing at Heyman because he can't get the handcuffs.
Laughing his ass off. And Vince is probably in the back cussing.
Oh, Vince is probably back there like, what is Paul doing out there?
Right.
He just needs to unlock the cuffs. Like, what the hell is going on? Can someone tell me what's going on?
And he's like, what the fuck is the ref doing? Why'd you get to 6 and then just stop?
Like, all in all, So, well, let's go ahead and finish. They finally get the handcuffs unlocked. Finally.
Yeah.
Reigns runs out and runs at Owens and locks in the guillotine choke, puts him to sleep. Owens doesn't respond to the 10 count. Match is over. Roman Reigns retains, even though he lost that match at least 5 different times.
Yeah.
It was again, it was a good match. It was a really good match. I'm giving this match a goddamn 3-star because of the refs.
I gave it half marks, 2.5 of 5.
Like,
the refs botched this one.
I originally, and then I realized there was 2 refs that fucked up, so that's 2 stars gone.
Right. Yeah, nothing against Reigns and Owens. They went out there, they sold the match the way they were supposed to do it. But
the match was good.
The refs botched it.
Was good. The story was there, and it was consistent. But the refs had no fucking clue what they were doing in this match.
No, they did not.
And it was a big takeaway from the match.
The refs fumbled it.
But yes, as far as like, now if I was going just based off of superstars and like that, it was a 5-star match.
Yeah.
But the bad part is the refs are also part of the match, whether you like it or not. And they did not know what the hell they were doing.
No, they didn't.
Like the one referee that stopped at 6 could have simply said, like Reigns could have looked up and been like, "Why are you still counting?" You know, and that would have been in Reigns' character. How many times has he bossed the referees around?
Right, exactly. Tribal chief, you have that.
Yeah. He could have been.
That's your storyline. Go with it.
He could have been yelling at him to stop his count. He's the tribal chief, head of the table. Do you want to keep your job?
Right.
And at that point, the ref could have said, "You're not on your feet."
Right.
7. Okay, you're on your feet. No more count.
Exactly.
I would have bought it. I would have bought that 100%.
Right, because while you're arguing, you're yelling at the ref, his mind is distracted. He's off of the counting, giving you more time to do what you need to do.
Exactly. Would have made more sense.
Right.
Then it would have overall been a 4-star match. But this motherfucker apparently doesn't know it.
Right. Exactly. Hey, before we move into the Rumble match, why don't you give your shameless plug?
Oh, shameless plug.
Yeah.
So if you're watching or listening to this podcast now, because we are on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, you ever been running low on energy? Looking for that, quick energy supplement, energy drinks, whatnot. Spend $2 to $3.5 for a can of energy drink. Check out Rogue Energy. Very good, very clean, very healthy. You don't have the hard crash, and it's a consistent vitamin energy. You can also use Puppet Master in the code at checkout and get 10% off your order. Just saying, it works. Ask 6. Shameless plugs over. I feel like 6 is in the bathroom again. That's a good possibility. But yes, that was my rant. That was my soapbox on the Last Man Standing. Had the refs not really messed it up, we would have been good.
Right. All right. On to the final event on the card, the men's Royal Rumble match. So, leading up to this, on Monday Night Raw, there was a promo cut by Edge.
It was a 20-star match. I'm just going to go ahead.
Promo cut by Edge leading up to the event, basically stating that almost the same lines as what Goldberg said. He's like, "I got one more run left in me," and blah blah blah. And basically saying that he's entering the Royal Rumble and said that he's going to win the Royal Rumble and, get at least one more title reign in. So, when did they make the announcement of who was going to be 1 and 2?
Yeah, yesterday.
Saturday or Sunday?
Late yesterday, late Saturday, early Sunday.
Right. So they announced for the women's. They announced Friday who was number 30. Yesterday they announced the number 1 and number 2 spot for the men's.
And here's the funny thing: they ended up changing it. They announced Orton number 1, Edge number 2.
Right.
We get to this match. And coming to the ring, entering at number 1. Edge's music hits and he goes out.
Right. That's a big fuck you to Orton.
Again, I really think this was Edge saying, "I'm not going in number 2."
Right.
If I'm going in the first 2, I want number 1.
Right.
I want from beginning to end. Right. I want to make my mark. Now, does he need to make his mark? No. He could have came out and at 30 and everyone would have been like, yes.
Right.
He came out number 1. He came out Shawn Michaels off spot.
Right.
Or Shawn Michaels. I know Shawn Michaels from 1. And I think Rey Mysterio was number 2.
Yeah,
so
Mysterio
he came out.
2.
Yeah. He came out in like those two, Shawn Michaels, Rey Mysterio territory.
Right.
Because I now that I think, I don't think Austin in the 2 that he won.
I don't remember.
I've got a feeling someone's checking the fact.
No. I'm looking at what happened and everything.
No, I'm talking about over the shoulder here.
So basically, these two men, I don't even think the match started just yet because they attacked, because Edge attacked Orton outside the ring.
95 and 04.
Never mind. There was 2 winners from the number 1 spot. Okay. That tells you who the other one is.
Yeah.
So
Edge comes out, and then Orton's music hits, and he comes out, and Edge basically jumps him outside the ring.
They're on each other. And this, I think, with these two, like I said, normally I would not the surprise being spoiled.
Yeah.
But in this case, I was kind of okay with it because I knew who was starting and I knew how this was going to go.
Yeah.
And I couldn't wait for this Rumble. I couldn't wait for the entrances to be. And it delivered. They were on each other. They were on each other like flies to shit. It was great. They were in the ring. They were out of the ring. They were back out of the ring. They just didn't give 2 shits about the rules.
Right. And then after they brawled for a minute and a half, number 3 comes out.
Yeah, number 3 was Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn, the annoying laugh.
Which that kind of goes back to a backstage segment earlier in the show, where Sammy and Big E are going back and forth, or I'm sorry, Big E and Woods are talking. They're talking about how Retribution had kind of kicked Xavier's ass a few times.
Right.
Zayn shows up, and then he's all on his conspiracy theory, which I got no problem with. I think that is an interesting storyline. It adds up. It makes sense. Let's see where this goes. And then he goes, I'm pretty sure y'all probably got a nice, 28, 29? And about that time, Roxas back here goes, I bet Sammy comes out number 3. Number 3 entry in the Rumble, if in case you missed it, was in fact Sami Zayn. Now, going back to that backstage segment, interesting fact, and I thought about waiting until they came out, but we're talking about them now anyways. All three members of the New Day were there. Kofi wasn't able to compete. He wasn't medically cleared, but he was in ring gear.
Right.
Woods was in his ring gear. E was in his ring gear. They actually had tribute gear on tonight. And it was tribute gear to Brody Lee.
Yep.
And on the gear, it was not Luke Harper character.
Right.
It was legitimate Brody Lee. It was pictures from AEW, him as the Exalted One, the Dark Order leader. It was Brody Lee. Found out after watching the show that Big E had posted on Twitter that they were actually going to be auctioning off all three ring gears. And the proceeds of the ring gear is going to a food organization that is actually based in Rochester, New York, which, as most people know by now, that's where Brody Lee was from.
Yep.
And the reason they were doing that was because Brody Lee was very big. Was very. He thought a lot of Rochester, and this was their way of giving back to something that Brody cared for.
Right.
Because everyone knows family's pretty well taken care of at this point.
Yeah.
So they were doing something to help something that Brody cared about outside of his family.
Right.
And it was his city. And essentially what they do is they distribute food to people that can't afford or need it all throughout that area. So the ring gear that they had on is actually being auctioned off. And 100% of the proceeds is going to them. Right. So that was kind of cool to find out. I mean, first off, it was kind of cool to see Brody Lee as the Exalted One, Brody Lee, on their tights.
Right.
Period. But it also kind of goes to show you what kind of impact this man really did have on wrestling as a whole.
Right. No matter what organization he was in.
Because this is one of WWE's big four.
Right.
This is one of their biggest four pay-per-views.
Yep.
New Day wants to have a tribute gear to their friend. And it could have very easily been like, you know what, I'll allow it, but you got to use his Luke Harper images.
Yeah, I was shocked to see that Vince.
And they were like, we want to use these images, and they were like, yes, make the gear. That could have easily been shot down in a heartbeat.
Right.
But if that tells you what kind of man this man truly was, I don't know what will.
Right.
Because for the one man that doesn't acknowledge other organizations or other forms of professional wrestling,
to allow this,
allow Brody Lee, the Exalted One, on his arguably three of his most over superstars.
Right.
I mean, you can't say anything else.
Exactly.
This was another company's character that this person portrayed.
Right.
And it wasn't like it was hard to tell, or the side of Kofi's pants was fucking shoulders up. Brody Lee in the white Exalted One trench coat with the hair in the half bun.
Right.
Like, that was Exalted One. He had his hair in the. He didn't do that in WWE.
Exactly.
But and also, Big E's was him standing there in the Exalted One jacket with his arm.
Right.
Like, it was clear as day. It was Brody Lee. Now back to the Rumble. 3 is Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn gets in. Orton and Zayn kind of work together, whooping the shit out of Edge. You're going to notice that is a common occurrence in this match.
Right.
Just a foreshadowing. Edge is going to get a lot of ass kicking.
Yeah, because as soon as Zayn gets in the ring, the first thing he does, he goes in and he takes out Edge's knee, and then him and Orton just proceed to beat the ever-loving piss out of him.
Number 3 then is number 4 comes out. It is Retribution's Mustafa Ali.
Yep.
And now it's 3-on-1.
Keep in mind that the first elimination doesn't come until after the 6th man is in the ring.
Yeah. Yeah. But, like, you've got number 4 is Mustafa Ali.
Right.
Number 5 then comes out. This is where Edge finally gets a little help. Was it 5 or was it 6?
5.
5, yeah, okay. It's Jeff Hardy.
Yep.
And I loved how the announcer immediately made the connection. And, like, they referenced it. Finally, Edge has someone out here that kind of has his back. These guys were in the Attitude Era, very heated rivals, the Hardy Boys and Edge and Christian.
Right.
But there's a lot of respect between the two.
Yep.
I loved that little quick detail to kind of tie things together in a match that everyone is on their own, essentially.
Right.
Number 6, Dolph Ziggler, right?
Yeah, number 6 was Dolph Ziggler.
Comes out and looks like a fucking $1 million, like always.
Now, when did Orton get hurt? Quote unquote.
Orton got hurt around this time.
Right.
I
honestly don't remember. I know they were fighting outside.
Yeah. Because when Hardy comes in, they kind of, pair off, whatnot. Edge kind of breaks loose. Him and Orton end up on the outside. Ziggler enters the ring inside. Orton and Edge are outside, just dog shit out of each other again.
Right.
And Edge hits the execution
DDT on the table.
And when they show the replay, Orton's knee lands right dead into the table before anything else.
Yeah.
And then Orton takes a shot to that same leg. And it's just like it kind of gives out. And it looks like Orton is severely injured, can't really put weight on the knee. He has to be helped back to the back. Now, mind you, no one's been eliminated. Everyone's still eligible in the match. Orton and Edge are on the outside beating the shit out of each other because they rolled through the ropes.
Right.
In the process of beating the shit out of each other. And I questioned, this is either a legitimate Randy Orton just tore something in his knee. So he just popped or something.
Or he's overselling it.
Because of how Orton has been every time he's got injured.
Right.
Or Orton is making this. He's making this look like he really blew his knee to hell and back.
Right.
And legitimately, you couldn't tell if this was part of the match or if this was real.
Right.
Which, that's how it should be, in my opinion. That is how you sell.
Yep.
And then, like, around 15 to 18 entry, they actually show a shot backstage where he's in the trainer's room and they're working on his knee, trying to get it taped up, and he still looks pretty pissed.
Yeah, they're cutting off his little knee pad that he was wearing. And
they cut his knee pad completely off. Which that part kind of was a little weird because like his leg was already stretched out straight. They could have just kind of jimmied that damn thing down.
Right.
Apparently the trainer was like, fuck it, I'm cutting something off today.
Right.
They did show that it looked like the
But it
brace
also
was partially broken.
Yeah, but it also
Yeah.
looked like now amongst them beating the shit out of each other, his knee pad did get like tore to hell and back.
Yeah.
How that happened, I don't know. But for his knee pad to be half fucking torn, they're whooping the shit out of each other.
Right.
Logically, in my mind, is how that plays out. So like they're doing a damn good job on this one.
Right.
But you know, the other thing was the way like it almost looked like something was broke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it looked like there was a bone just kind of sticking up, but hadn't like came through the skin.
Yeah, it almost looked like a compound fracture, even though it wasn't all the way through.
Now, again, it was the way that it was shot and the angle that it was shot, and it was the contour of Randy Orton's shin and his calf muscle.
Right.
But the way that the angle was legitimately made that bone broke.
Right.
Fantastic camera angle for that. Legitimate. Like I thought it was a legitimate injury. We get back to the match. 6 was Dolph Ziggler. 7 was
Shinsuke.
Yeah. Was
Shinsuke.
Okay. Yes.
Well, you missed as soon as Ziggler he tied up with Hardy and eliminated Hardy.
Yeah, I missed that elimination.
Yeah, they kind of you don't really see it because they were focusing too much on Randy Orton outside the ring.
Yeah.
But Hardy got the elimination on Ziggler. And then from that moment, after that elimination, there isn't another elimination until entrant number 10.
Wasn't it Hardy eliminated by Ziggler? Not. Didn't Ziggler eliminate Hardy?
Yeah, Ziggler eliminated Hardy right after he got in the ring.
Yeah, because you had said that Hardy eliminated Ziggler just then.
Other way around.
Yeah. I got what you were saying. I was just clearing it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shinsuke comes out at 7.
Number 7.
8 was
Carlito.
Yes.
The first surprise.
The return of Carlito was 8.
He didn't do too bad for somebody that's retired.
No. Well, he's not retired. He's active. He's been wrestling Puerto Rico since he left WWE. But Carlito came out. Carlito looked in fantastic shape.
Right.
He'd been gone from the company roughly around 10 years. Maybe a little bit longer. Was in phenomenal shape and did great in the Rumble. Like he was late game Rumble.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. Comes out, backstabber. 3 people. 2 for sure. I know he hit Shinsuke with it. And then I think Dolph was the other one. Or it was either Dolph or it was Ali. One of the 2 of those. Looked great. Then we get to number 9, which was Xavier Woods.
Yep.
Who immediately hits the ring and beelines for Ali. Then we have number 10, who is Big E. So now the New Day members that are in the match are now in.
Right.
And
that's when our second elimination comes in.
The Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn.
Yeah. Well, now
Big E.
before they get to Sammy, before they get Sammy eliminated, they're going to town on Ali.
Right.
Then they get Zayn. E hits Zayn in the corner, then shoots him out of the corner into Xavier. Doing so, he hits that honor roll clothesline of his, and then you hear Big E pick him up and go, "Oh no!" And he puts him up on his shoulders, and Woods comes off the corner with the midnight hour.
Yep.
So, like, they've legitimately hit their con. And then bye Sami Zayn,
Right.
bye Big E. Big E just hurls his ass like, hey, get out of here. Now we're done with you. And then the next eliminations.
I believe it's Ali's next.
No, Woods goes first because it pisses.
Right. So Hardy was out by Ziggler. Zayn got eliminated by Big E, and then next was Woods by Mustafa Ali.
Yeah, by Ali.
Then
and
Big E
then,
gets Ali. Yeah.
Of course, Ali's flapping his gums, talking the stuff to Woods, who's now been eliminated.
Big E's got this murderous look in his eye behind him.
And like if Luke could kill, he'd run him through.
Right when he was eliminating Ali, Elias came out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, what happened was like Mustafa turned around and saw Big E, and Big E just grabbed him by the throat.
Yeah, he
just kind of pulled him back and just hoisted him over the rope. Eliminated his ass.
He didn't hoist him. He throttled him and just shoved his ass over the top rope.
Right.
He's like, and you're gone.
For Big E's second elimination on the night.
And then so that was 9, 10, 11 was Elias, right?
No, Morrison.
And then it was Elias.
Nope. It was Ricochet.
And then it was Ricochet.
Oh, Elias, then Ricochet.
No, it was Morrison, then Ricochet, then Elias.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
So yes, along the way you've got Morrison, Ricochet, and Elias. And I actually think it was Ricochet's entrance was as Ali was being eliminated. Because as Ricochet went by Ali, he was sticking his tongue out at him, making fun of him.
Yeah.
What?
You're right.
Yeah. And that was kind of the hint of the feud between Ali and Ricochet from Raw with the whole Retribution join us thing. Ricochet hits the ring, and then that's 11, 12, 13.
Elias was 13th.
Okay, then 14 was
the first NXT. Damian Priest.
Oh yes. But look, I don't give a damn. Damian Priest, he held his own in that Rumble. Especially when the 17th entrant came out, he still held his own. But that was 14.
Priest had 4 eliminations on the night.
Yeah, so one very big one, which we'll get to.
So and it was during this time that Elias eliminated Carlito.
Mm-hmm.
And then Priest came out.
Or you hear Elias from the ring say, "No, that's cool."
Right.
And then Priest comes out.
Priest eliminates Elias.
Yep.
And then we don't have another one until the next entrant comes out, which is the A-lister, Mr. Movie Star, who's only been in one movie?
He's been in
he's been in a few, but most of them are to, actually
straight to DVD, straight to video. The Miz comes out.
He's been in most of the Marine movies.
Yeah.
Besides the one, I actually think since the Marine 3. First one was
Cena.
First one was Cena. Second one was Anderson.
Yeah.
And then I think it's been Miz since. But yeah, you have them coming out. Or you have him coming out. And the elimination was
number 15 was eliminated by number 14. Miz was eliminated by Damian Priest.
For number 2 on the night.
Same time.
Morrison Miz went out same time.
Yeah, they were doing something. I don't remember what they were. They were talking shit to
the DJ booth.
Oh yeah, they destroyed.
That's right. Because when Miz came out, he destroyed Bad Bunny's DJ booth, and then while he was in the ring,
earlier in the night, with
Bad Bunny came out. It was distracting him, and Miz and Morrison were both hanging on the ropes talking shit to Bad Bunny, and then at that point, Breeze comes up from behind and clotheslines both of them over the top rope, and eliminates Miz and Morrison. Number 2 and number 3. And then it was at that point that Bad Bunny runs over, gets on the steps, climbs up to the top rope, and then does a better body splash from the top rope onto Miz and Morrison than Snoop Dogg did with his little frog splash that he did. His Toy Story splash on AEW. Let's see, at that point, we don't have another elimination until number 18 comes out. So number 16 was Mr. I'm gonna wrestle in my bare feet. Professor Bro, the Riddle. I almost said Tom Riddle. Fucking A. It's fucking Harry Potter. Yeah, Riddle comes out. Starts feuding with everybody. Beating doing like everybody else does. Get in there, beat the shit out of everybody, prove you're number 1. He's in the ring a minute and a half later. Number 17, Daniel Bryan comes out.
Yes. What number are we on?
17.
17, Daniel Bryan.
Yes, that's right, because 18 was the elimination.
Yeah, 18 was the elimination.
Yeah. Daniel Bryan comes out like a house of fire. Of course, the story was Bryan hasn't won a Rumble, but he has the longest time in a Rumble.
Right, at over an hour, and that was at the greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah, because that Rumble was almost 2 damn hours.
Yeah, an hour and 19 minutes, I think he was in it. Well, shit, they did 40 men, so the hell do you expect?
Something like that.
Bryan comes out, starts beating the crap out of people, more back and forth. A minute and a half later.
Well, no, hold on. There's a very big toe-to-toe before that entrant comes out. Daniel Bryan and Riddle go toe-to-toe.
Right.
And it looked amazing.
Yeah.
Like, that would be a match that I would love to see. They were going for submission after submission after, like, it was almost a grapple fight.
Yeah.
And it looked fantastic. And then we get into our next entrant. Our
next surprise entrant.
Which is number 18, making 18th consecutive Rumble, who also holds the record for the most overall eliminated.
Right.
And that being Kane.
The Big Red Machine.
Kane comes out and he does a little house cleaning.
Yep. He eliminates Ziggler.
Yeah, he put some people on their ass, and he had some. He went from 46 overall to 48.
Yep, he eliminated Ziggler, then he eliminated Ricochet.
Yeah,
and then he gets into a battle with Damian Priest.
And when I said Priest made a big elimination, and on his own, it was just Priest that eliminated Kane.
Yep, he
No
got
one
his
else.
fourth and final elimination of the night.
That, to me, that signifies the passing of the torch for the Rumble, at least.
Yeah.
Anytime Priest is in a Rumble, he is going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yep. He's going to have a target on his head, too.
Yeah.
Like Kane did every time he got in there.
So now we're getting. See, that was 18. 19 was King.
19 was Corbin.
Yes, Corbin, which is a close personal friend of mine. Who I was also giving shit to later. So, Corbin did a good job in the Rumble.
Yeah.
He looked good. He's a big dude.
Yeah.
You know, he went in there and he stood face to face with Priest. It was a good matchup, a good face off.
Yep.
Then 20 was.
Well, before 20 came out, Corbin got the elimination on Nakamura.
Yeah.
And then 20 came out.
Come on.
Mr. Former Money in the Bank. Otis.
Blue collar man.
Oh,
The blue collar man.
Man, Otis came out hot.
He cleaned house too.
Weights. Squashing people in corners. Hit the Caterpillar on Damian Priest.
Right.
Did he get an elimination?
No, he did not, because shortly after getting in, he was eliminated by Corbin.
Yep.
That's right.
And
21.
Dominic.
Was that Styles?
No,
yeah, that was Mysterio.
Dominic Mysterio.
Who first Rumble?
Went straight for Corbin.
First Rumble went for one of the biggest dudes in the match. Eliminated one of the biggest dudes in the match.
Not only went for the biggest dude, but eliminated his ass.
Look, I'm gonna say this: Dominic had a great first Rumble.
Yeah.
Like, amazing first Rumble.
Yeah.
This is also why I was giving my buddy. I was talking crap to my buddy about Corbin because he got eliminated by Dominic.
Right.
Now, granted, fits the storyline. They've got issues on SmackDown, so it fits the storyline. Made sense. I didn't see anything wrong with that elimination.
Right.
Both guys look good.
It'll continue through the next SmackDown.
Yeah, both guys looked good. Corbin came out. He got one elimination. Two.
Corbin got two. He got Nakamura and Otis.
Yeah. So he got a couple elims. He had some good offense. He hit deep six on Nakamura.
Yeah, Shinsuke before,
because he went for end of days and through it.
Yeah, Nakamura countered it with a little flip.
Yeah, so I mean, Corbin had a good showing.
Yeah.
To be in there.
Dominic didn't last long either.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for the short time that he was in there, he was showing, got a couple eliminations, looked good. Dominic came out, polished it up, eliminated. Dominic looked good. Right. Neither one looked bad.
Exactly.
And that's what this 30-man Rumble match is all about. Making sure when they come out they look good. If they're going to be in there for the long haul, they stay, semi-consistent and semi-conserved, look good, kind of sell when they need to, help people out when they come in, whatnot.
Right.
If they're not in there long, they get their shine. Then they give the rub to whoever is taking them out.
Right.
And everyone looks good.
Right. And after Corbin's eliminated by Mysterio, number 22 comes out. What did they call him? The CEO of the Hurt Business?
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley?
Yeah, the business is in the building.
Of course, Lashley comes out and goes straight for Riddle.
Yeah, Lashley is. I like the Hurt Business. I like the stable. I like the look. I like the story. I like the attitude. Lashley comes out and asserts his dominance.
Yep. Beats the crap out of Riddle, and then Dominic tries to, he's coming down from that high from eliminating Corbin, so he goes for the next biggest dude in the ring. Goes for the biggest dude, ends up getting his ass eliminated by Lashley.
Probably not the smart idea on this one, but you know what? You learn.
Right.
So you're not coming out in your first Rumble and winning it.
Right. Lashley ends up with 3 eliminations, and 3 eliminations all back to back to back. So he eliminates Dominic. He eliminates Priest.
Yep.
And then number 23 comes out, the next surprise entrant, Hurricane Helms.
Oh,
The Hurricane.
hilarious.
Now, that was a combo elimination with him and Big E. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
After him and Big E locked up for a bit.
Yeah. Lashley gets the elimination on the Helms, and Daniel Bryan gets the elimination on Lashley.
Well, no. Helms was a double. Helms was E and Lashley. Because he went to double chokeslam him. And then they both picked him up and chunked him.
Well, on here, they're giving credit to Helms as Lashley.
Well, it was both of them. Because remember, they both overheaded him.
Right.
And then E eliminated.
No,
Was
Bryan
it
eliminated Lashley.
Okay, Bryan.
Well, it was E, Riddle, Bryan, and Edge. It was the everybody.
Right. Everybody.
Oh, yeah, Christian started it. Because he gets eliminated as Christian.
Well, and that brings our number 24 out, yep. Christian.
Yeah.
Technically, also Christian also.
That brings our number 24 out, Christian.
When we get the reunion, everyone's been...
Right. Edge and Christian. E and C.
And it was fantastic. There was a hug. It looked phenomenal. I loved it. It was great.
That's when Lashley goes out. And then after Lashley goes out, they all turn their attention to Big E. Yep. Big E gets eliminated. And then we don't get another elimination until number 26 comes out. So after Christian had come out, number 25 was the phenomenal one, AJ Styles.
With Omos.
Oh, that was fucked up.
Omos meant business.
That's what it was. Okay, that's why it says NE for Big E and Mysterio. Because AJ's in the ring.
Yep.
And Omos is the reason Big E was eliminated. Because he pulls him out of the ring.
Yeah.
And then number 26 come out, Rey Mysterio. I remember that one because we said, well, Rey doesn't have to worry about protecting Dominic.
Yeah.
And this one, and then Mysterio ends up getting eliminated by Omos as well.
Yep, set up for the 619. Omos grabbed him.
Yep, grabbed him, pulled him out of the ring. And then also set up a spot where someone tried to eliminate AJ Styles and almost grabbed him and then carried him back over and put him up on the apron to get him back in the ring, in the match.
Yeah.
That happened 3 times?
That happens a few times.
Yeah, that happens a few times. And then we don't get another elimination until number 30 comes out. So number 27 was the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus.
Yeah.
Sheamus comes out. Number 28 comes out after that, and that's Cesaro. And then we get the bar reunion with them two.
That ends very quickly when he spins.
Yeah. Ends like within a few seconds when he shows him to the ground and grabs him and does the fucking spin. But he only does 4 on Sheamus. Mm-hmm. And then he tries to flip him over the top rope, but ends up missing. And then I forget who he does it to after that. But he gets up to like 18 spins on that person.
He did a total of 19 spins between the two.
Okay.
The first 4 was Cesaro.
Was on Sheamus.
I'm sorry, was on Sheamus. The other 15 was on Daniel Bryan. That was hilarious to watch because Bryan is holding his ears the entire time.
Right. And then after that all goes down, then the formerly known as the Monday Night Messiah, now to whatever the fuck he's called on SmackDown, Seth Rollins comes out for number 29. That was a surprise entrant because he's been out for a while.
Oh, he's the savior of SmackDown. I think that's what they changed it to.
Savior of SmackDown. He comes out, and then minute and a half fighting back and forth, and then number 30 comes out. Braun Strowman, the monster among men. And when he comes out, he cleans fucking house.
Yeah, he comes out to add more bodies to that elimination.
He gets 3 of them in a row. He takes out Cesaro, he takes out Sheamus, and he takes out AJ Styles.
Now, AJ was
twice.
A little tricky. He technically takes AJ out twice. This was the last time that almost saved him.
Yeah.
And then Braun Strowman goes to throw him like he's going to eliminate him.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's so funny to watch because he has him by the back of the neck and the tights, and he just holds him there and says, "Nah, and then throws him on the other side. But like, it's almost like he just holds him like, "Oh, you thought you was going to catch him this time? No, I got other ideas." And I'm just like, this man just held a grown ass man in the.
So by this time now, after AJ Styles is gone, you've got Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins, Riddle, Strowman, Christian, and Edge.
Yes.
In the ring. With an injured Randy Orton in the back.
Who, again,
so technically there are 6 active participants, but one of them is injured in the back.
Right.
So you get the feuding going on. You end up with Daniel Bryan getting eliminated by Seth Rollins.
And you've got Rollins and Strowman and Edge and Christian.
Right.
Showing as your final 4.
And then there's more duking it out. Rollins gets his second elimination in Riddle. So that drops it now down to Rollins, Edge, Strowman, and Christian.
Yeah.
So there's your 4. And this gives credit Strowman's elimination to Edge, but I want to say it was a group effort.
It was Edge and Christian, yeah.
Yeah, Edge and Christian. And then that drops it down to Edge, Christian, and Rollins. Final 3.
Well, what I'm looking at, given the elimination to Rollins for Strowman. I can't remember.
Yeah, see, I think it was a group effort on all 3 of them. Because I think they ended up overpowering Strowman and getting him out of the ring.
I know Strowman went for the elimination on the Edge. Christian appeared.
That's
Rollins
what it was.
Close.
That's what it
Rollins
was.
Was close to the mix,
yeah.
but it never made contact.
Yeah, I remember that because Edge was hanging on for dear life, and he had Strowman. He was trying to pull him down.
Strowman was trying to shove him down.
That's
Christian
right.
was trying to get Strowman,
and then
Rollins comes back.
He dumps Christian and gets both of them.
Right.
That's what it was.
So
that's why
they gave credit for both of them on the one I'm looking at because Rollins effectively got them.
So Rollins got Strowman and Christian. So that leaves Rollins and Edge left in the match.
And there's not really much.
Not much happens after this.
No back and forth. Edge grabs Rollins and dumps over.
Yeah. Well, Rollins goes for Edge is on the ground. Rollins goes for the
stomp.
He goes for the curb stomp on Edge, and Edge ends up getting up while he's in the air and spears him. And then picks him up and dumps him over the top to eliminate him. So that just leaves Edge in the ring. Now, at this point, everybody's expecting a bell. But what we expected to happen actually did happen with Randy Orton coming back out. And Orton landed an RKO on Edge. perfectly fine, not
Yeah.
injured at all.
It looked good. It was sold very well.
Yeah.
Not the RKO, the injury early in the match. The other thing to point out was Monday night, Orton's face was burned.
Right.
Orton's face was burned. Tonight he was perfectly fine. There was no burns whatsoever. So I just think they said fuck that
Fuck
part
the
of the
storyline.
storyline.
Yeah, fuck that storyline. Comes out looking normal.
He's healed.
Then you end up with a little bit of back and forth between the two. Orton goes to throw.
Was it
Actually,
back and
he
forth?
no, he hits the RKO. He picks him up. He grabs him by the back of the head, and he goes to throw him on the far side edge of the ring. Halfway there, Edge counters, flips it, grabs Orton, and just yeets him over the top rope to eliminate Orton for the win.
Now again, I'm just going to say this: the men's rumble gets a 20-star.
Yeah.
Edge 11, and this was another tidbit that they threw out that I really appreciated. 11 years to the day from the first rumble he won. He wins his second.
Yep. And I think
Being injured, after being told he could no longer
wrestle, right? And I think
winning the rumble and going to Mania.
Roxas, you might can look this up, but I think this might be the first time in Rumble history that number 1 and 2 that ended the Rumble.
No. Shawn Michaels Bulldog.
Okay.
95.
So the second time.
Yeah.
It's the second time in history that the number 1 entrant in the Rumble won the Rumble as well.
Yeah.
So that means Edge was in the ring. It doesn't even show a time on how long this one was. It's got to be over an hour, at least. Close to an hour.
95, Bulldog and Shawn. And I think the year that Ray won it, Ray was number 2, and I think the one he eliminated was number 1. Because I think number 1 that year was Kurt Angle.
58 minutes.
Or whoever it was. Whoever the elimination was.
So Edge was in the Rumble for 58 minutes.
That can't be right.
What?
I'm looking at it here.
Now, as far as I know, Royal Rumble record for the longest time is still Rey Mysterio.
Right.
What is the thing for? Yep, it was Bulldog and Michaels for that.
I gave this one a 5 out of 5 full marks.
It was just Michaels and Bulldog, yeah. Yeah, the only other two to go 1 and 2 and in the Rumble, still in it both, was Davey Boy and Shawn, 1995. That was Shawn's first Rumble win.
Right.
And then he repeated the next year in 96.
Right.
He was also, as far as I know, he was also the first one to go back.
Yeah.
The next one to do it was Austin.
Yep, Stone Cold's got the...
Oh, sorry. I take that back. It's also Stone Cold and Mr. McMahon in 99.
Right, because I knew they started 1 and 2, but I couldn't remember if McMahon made it to the end or not.
Yeah.
McMahon.
Yeah, because that's the year that McMahon won the Rumble.
Yep.
Right.
99 was the year McMahon won the Rumble as well.
Right. So that takes us... Edge has two Rumble wins. So that puts him 1 behind Stone Cold, because Stone Cold is the only one that's got 3 Royal Rumble wins. So, not too bad for it. Possibly Edge's last Rumble.
Possibly, don't know.
Yep. Overall,
I hope not. I hope there is another one.
Yeah. No.
But
I mean, you get down to the very end, he was fucking gassed.
Well, yeah, but he was in what, 56, 53? He was in 58 minutes.
58 minutes.
I mean that's a long time.
Yeah.
Especially with as physical as he was, especially with Orton through that. And a lot of those entry, like Rumble shine spots, Edge fed to.
Right.
Like they were done to Edge. So I mean, he was taking more abuse.
Yeah, he was the number one guy that a lot of people were beating on, mainly because of the storyline that he told at the beginning.
I called, my prediction was if Wyatt was not in the Rumble, and it was solely based off the promo.
Right.
Had they not aired that promo, been up in the air. But when they aired that promo, it sealed the deal.
Right. Overall,
you can't have it. You can't have Edge come out and do a promo saying I'm going to the Rumble.
Right. And then have him lose. Yeah, you can't do that.
Like that's a Daniel Bryan situation.
Right.
And especially with this new deal with Peacock, they're not going to risk anything pissing us off.
Right. Exactly. So
Because
overall,
they need those crossover numbers to look really good.
Yeah. I gave the overall 3 out of 5.
I'm biased. I'm going to tell you now. I'm very biased on this pay-per-view. This is my favorite pay-per-view of the year, just for the Rumble matches.
Yeah.
I can give 2 shits less if the rest of the card is absolute garbage.
Yeah.
I'm here for the Rumble matches. I gave it a 5.
Well, let's do this, okay? For the 3 normal matches that were on the card, Reigns and hold on, McIntyre and Goldberg, Sasha and Carmella, and Reigns and Owens, I'll give them a 3 out of 5. For the 2 Rumble matches, I'll give them a 5 out of 5.
So, okay, here's why I'm giving the Rumble a 5. The potential for the Goldberg was there. It was produced wrong.
Right.
Whoever was the agent on it should have been like, no, he should have fought to have them actually wrestle. I'm not going to fault the guys for that one. The kickoff show was really good. It was very good to watch. The tag team match was good, minus Nia Jax not looking the best, but she did a good job. R-Truth was in it 3 times. Absolute gold. Taking the rest out of the equation for the Kevin Owens Roman Reigns match, because that wasn't their fault either.
Right.
Sasha Banks Carmella was really good, even considering the fact that yes, Carmella wasn't at her best, but she was also pulling double duty and far apart. The 2 Rumble matches were amazing. And not only that, how many hours did we watch on YouTube? 3?
Yeah.
The 3 hours of YouTube content that they did an Ultimate Rumble, which was phenomenal. They did a special edition of the Bump, which was awesome. And then, of course, the kickoff show. That's why overall I feel okay giving it a 5 stars.
Plus the Rumble compilation.
Oh, well, yeah. They also showed every Rumble from the last 10 years on YouTube for free today.
Damn.
Straight. It was awesome. So I've watched a lot. I give it a 5 stars because Edge. I give it 5 stars because Edge won the Rumble.
Right.
I mean, the rest of the card could have been an absolute shithole.
Right.
They finally did a Rumble and did. I would give them 5 stars for that one reason, this one time.
Right.
Like that's my thing. Now, realistically, if you factor in everything else, I'd give it a 4 star.
Yep.
Personally, I'm giving it a 5 star because Edge went in should have been going in, and he was there till the end, and he won the fucking thing, and he's going to Mania to face Drew McIntyre. I'm calling that one now.
Yeah.
And I honestly think that he's going to spear the shit out of him. McIntyre's going to go for a Claymore. He's going to duck it and eat a spear.
Yeah.
And Edge is going to have a run till SummerSlam. I feel comfortable saying SummerSlam. He's going to have a run to SummerSlam. McIntyre might get the title back then. But I definitely think Edge is going to Mania. Edge gets the title. That's going to be the story. It's Daniel Bryan's story all over again.
Right.
Minus he doesn't have to deal with the authority figures, and he won the Rumble when he should have.
Right. Roxas, what'd you give it?
I kind of agree with the what you were saying on it. Initially, just overall, counting everything, probably a 3 out of 5.
Taking out the shitty matches, then a 5 out of 5.
I would give it about 4.5.
That's fair.
Certain spots in the women's Rumble I thought could have been a whole lot better.
Yeah.
There's a few matches that I would have definitely out and probably matches we don't agree on.
I wouldn't have took out the women's tag team match.
I wasn't saying taking out that one.
Oh, I wouldn't have took the WWE Championship off. You couldn't.
Yeah.
You gotta have both your main titles on. You gotta have them on Rumble.
Right.
It being a big 4, you gotta have them there.
Right.
Could they have changed the opponent from Goldberg? Yes, they could have done a Goldberg Chamber.
Right.
That I won't argue with.
One
Do I
thing
think it was
that
the wrong opponent? Yes.
one thing that we did speculate for the men's Rumble didn't happen, and I was I don't know if I was more hoping for it or you were, especially with Booker still in his full gear.
Booker.
Right.
I was kind of hoping for that.
Like, all right, let him be a surprise entry. I will see it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
The only thing was I was not hoping he came out as Booker T. I was hoping he came out as G.I. Bro, since he was G.I. Bro in the music video and for the live performance.
Right.
G.I. Bro finally enters the Rumble.
I think that would have been perfect if they would have done that. I probably would have gave it a 5 out of 5 then, just because that would be one of those nostalgia kicks extremely for me.
My biggest thing, despite him not coming out, we got Kane. Kane for an 18th straight one. Kane being the mayor of Knoxville or Knox County. We got
Hurricane Helms for some reason.
By God, we got Hurricane.
A hurricane rolled through Florida in the middle of January.
Without Hurricane,
we got Hurricane.
Yeah,
we got the attempted choke slam on damn Biggie and Bobby Lashley, which caused him to fly.
Yeah.
We got Edge and Christian.
That's why I said 4.5. Christian coming out too. Gave it that point.
You had too much.
I had nothing. Hardly.
Oh, we forgot to talk about the spot between Miz and Morrison when they confronted Bad Bunny in the back. When Miz is talking shit about.
That's what caused the destruction of the DJ booth.
When Miz was talking shit about Booker T and his G.I. Bro costume and everything.
God, yes.
And then Booker T comes up from behind.
Tell me, you did not just say, yes, he did.
Morrison,
yes, he did. It just dipped.
No, he did. Yep. Gone.
Yes, he did. He dipped.
He said that and booked the hell off.
He booked the fuck out of there. All right, let's talk schedule real quick.
Do what?
Let's talk schedule. So, for 2-8, we had planned on doing the men's Rumble winner.
Which I originally said Edge, and then let's do.
Yeah. So, next week's podcast will be on Edge.
I cannot wait.
215 is going to be a podcast dedicated to the life of Brody Lee.
Yes.
222 is going to be Undertaker.
Yep.
And then on 3-1, we start our kickoff for WrestleMania.
Technically, Taker's kicking off for WrestleMania.
Right.
That's why we're doing it the last week leading into March.
Right, but we're going to be talking a lot about Undertaker's career.
Yeah.
more than just the WrestleMania. We're going to be talking about Taker's career.
I understand that, but what's a big part of his career?
WrestleMania. Right. So,
I mean,
3-1.
3-1, I think we said was...
The Rock.
Yeah.
The Rock
Did we?
week.
I thought it was triple.
Not Rock.
Okay.
3-8's going to be Triple H.
Well, hold on. 3-1 is Rock, and then the Wednesday that week is going to be reviewing Rock matches from Mania.
See, I had thought that we were going to do, on 3-1, do Rock's matches for Mania. And then that Wednesday, we were going to do a random WrestleMania review using the wheel.
Oh, wait, yeah, that was
the
right.
wheels, we spin the wheel, it tells us a WrestleMania, and then we do that WrestleMania. And then 3-8, we do Triple H at Mania. And then again, that Wednesday, we do another, we let the wheel decide and we do another one.
Yeah, that's right.
And,
that is what we came up with.
And then...
question on that. On the Manias, are we just going to list all the Manias and spin it?
Yes, all the way up to last year's.
Okay.
I already have the wheel set up from 1 all the way to last year.
Now, okay, for 36, did you 36-1, 36-2, or just 36 together?
36 together.
Okay, so if we hit 36, we're doing night 1, night 2.
Yeah, that's going to be a big podcast.
Yeah, that's going to be long. Or
more than likely with that one, we'll take the highlight matches. The Edge and Orton, The Undertaker, Boneyard match.
The Fiend, Funhouse.
Fiend, yeah, Funhouse.
Darwin in the title. Yeah, I got you.
Now, I know you're looking at the schedule, and I know the next podcast is not 7 days after Triple H. We did this for a reason.
Yes.
Instead of doing on the 15th, we're doing one on the 16th for Stone Cold Steve Austin on 3/16 day.
3/16.
For Austin 3/16. And then, again, that week, we're going to do another WrestleMania.
Stone Cold Day, we're doing that. And then, so that'll be a Tuesday and then Thursday.
And then 3, I think I have the day wrong, but the next podcast after that will be Shawn Michaels.
The one, yeah.
And then we'll do another one. And we haven't gone past that yet.
Hold on. So with Mania, because we had the wrong date for Mania, because we had the original old date, which was going to be the end of March.
Right. So after the Shawn Michaels, we'll extend it out until Mania, which will be another podcast or two.
No, like we do Michaels the week before Mania. That's what we agreed on.
Right.
So we bump Michaels down to before Mania. We got to get someone else in there for that one week in Mania.
All right, so we got 6 weeks to come up with that, so we can get that taken care of.
I actually have an idea on it.
Who?
As much as I hate to say this, Hogan.
Hulk Hogan?
As much as I hate to say it, Hogan. Because, I mean, technically you can't say
right.
Hogan T, Hogan Bundy. That's just the first 3.
Right.
Like, that's WrestleMania 1, 2, and 3. WrestleMania 4 was Hogan Macho. WrestleMania 5, not 100% sure on. WrestleMania 6 was Hogan Warrior.
Right. So 329 or 322 is Hulk Hogan. 329 is Shawn Michaels.
Mm-hmm.
And then when was Mania? 10th and 11th?
So, Mania is 10th and 11th, so
on
4
April
5
5th
would be Michaels.
So
4 5 would be Michaels.
Okay, so then we have 2 weeks to fill then.
We shouldn't. Oh, wait, yeah, because we had... Jesus Christ. Do Macho.
All right, so we'll do... All right.
4 was Andre, 5 was...
Oh, wait. Do Bret.
Bret Hart?
We'll do Bret.
When? 329?
Either one of them. We'll do Bret and then we'll do Michaels.
Let's do this. Hold on. I got you. I got you here. Hold on.
That's
We can't do Mania without talking about my favorite guy. So what we're gonna do? 316 Stone Cold.
WrestleMania 4, the Mega Powers explode.
320 on 322. We're gonna do Hogan and Savage combined. 329 we'll do Bret Hart. 4-5 we'll do Shawn Michaels, and then after that, on the 12th will be Mania.
No, that's not wrong. 5 was Mega Powers explode. 4 was
When Crown a new WWE was a championship tournament. Final 2 was Hulk and Andre.
no. The final 2 wasn't.
Our schedule damn near takes up the whole entire vertical.
Final 2, Macho $1 Million Man.
Right, but those two fought.
Yeah, they were in the first round and it was a bye.
That's right.
But that's the slam heard around the world.
Yep.
All right. So, schedule is as follows. 2-8, Men's Royal Rumble winner, Edge. 215, Brody Lee. 222, The Undertaker. 3-1, The Rock. 3-8, Triple H.
Whoa, slow down.
3-1's The Rock.
Rock. 3-8.
Triple H.
316.
Stone Cold.
322.
Is Hogan Savage.
Okay. 29.
Bret Hart.
And then the 5th
4-5 is Shawn Michaels.
is Michaels, because that's what we talked about.
Right.
Mr. WrestleMania
Right.
going into WrestleMania.
Going into WrestleMania. 4-12, Mania 2021.
Yeah. Because
We've
we
got-
have Mania.
We got the next 10 weeks of podcasts ready to go.
Yeah.
So, on that note, we're going to conclude this week's podcast. Again, I'm one of your hosts. I am 617. You can catch me on all social media platforms, spelled just like it is down here. 61SEV3N. I also stream on Twitch under the same name. I'll pass it over to my man to the left. He'll give his outro. He'll give the outro to his buddy sitting back there, and then he will do his favorite bit.
Yes. I'm Puppet Master, aka Puppet. You can find me also streaming on Twitch at Puppet Master 2191. So that'll be twitch.tv/Puppet Master 2191. Also, don't forget Puppet Master is the code for 10% off on Rogue Energy at checkout.
And I am out of Rogue.
The buddy behind me here is Roxas. You can find him absolutely nowhere, which is also listed on my Twitch page.
From time to time, you'll be able to see him over Puppet's shoulder when we do podcasts.
Yeah. When you do see him, you'll see him live here. This is the only place that he appears, and that is Zap Wrestling on YouTube, also on Apple Music and Spotify. Don't forget those. Now, my favorite part of the night or of the episode, don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're watching here on YouTube. Hit the like, leave a comment, click the bell. That notification helps get us in the algorithm and gets us on up there. We've enjoyed it. This was, again, a Royal Rumble review from us. If there's anything that you would like to see us talk about, or, just kind of toss around, leave it in the comment section.
Yep. And on that note, we are signing off, and we will see y'all next week for our podcast on Edge. Peace.
Peace.